Welcome to our election focus. With so many races and so many candidates jockeying for position in the upcoming primary, we weren't able to get the in-depth conversation that we had during the Annapolis city election. So this time, we're shaking it up a little bit. We identified key challenged races and invited all of the candidates to pitch us. In each 10-minute recording, we present a single question to the candidate. I am a new voter. Why should I vote for you? And after that, the candidate has up to 10 minutes to pitch themselves, and if they run out of time, we hang up on them. It's very simple and mildly therapeutic. Joining us today is Connor McCoy, who is a Republican running for the Maryland State House of Delegates in District 33. I'm a new voter here in town, and I'm not sure who I need to vote for. So the question I got for you is, why should I vote for you?
All right. So my name is Connor McCoy. I'm 22 years old. I'm a college student at AECC, and I'm running to be state delegate in District 33 as a Republican. District 33 covers quite a few areas. It's one of the more oddly shaped districts. It includes Cape St. Clair, Broadneck, of course, Broadneck's part of Cape St. Clair, Severna Park. It covers Crofton. It covers Brownsville, and it covers a few areas out around 97. So it's a very big district. We have a lot of different issues. What I'm running on mostly are three core issues that severely affect our district. The first issue I'm running on is infrastructure. I want to improve our district's local infrastructure. I want to look at our roads. I want to address overdevelopment. I want to address some of our older communities not being on as actual water supply. They're still on wells and they're still on septic systems. One of the other things I want to address is power lines and infrastructure. I want to make sure that when we get severe storms, that our power lines are ready to withstand the storms. And I also want to work with the county to make sure that we can address all these problems adequately as well, because the state doesn't cover them all. The state covers a lot of funding, but sometimes they don't get involved on the nitty-gritty level. And I want to make sure that there's a good bridge between the county and the state to deal with this. One of the other issues I'm running on that's important for me, particularly because I was in high school 4 years ago, is school safety. It's as everybody's seen on the news in regards to school shootings and everything. There's been a large voice from my generation trying to get into politics, and it's very concerning because for us, and at least for me as well, it's been really weird going to schools and having to deal with school safety drills where, like, active shooter in the building or something like that. And I want to take methods, and I want to open up the discussion in the House to find possible solutions to the issue. There's a lot of good solutions from both sides, and I think the discussion needs to be there in the House. For me personally, it's been weird going out to speaking events and not having any delegates or candidates actually talk about this event. They're really casual about the issue. They try to sidestep it. And I think we need someone in the House that is willing to just go up front and say, this is a problem and we need to fix it. Also, on the topic of schools, I want to help get vocational trade schools back into schools. For someone who just went through high school, I went to Broadneck, and I was never told about trade schools. I have a bunch of friends who actually went to trade schools after high school, and they were very successful. They did a great job, and they had to go and they had to do their own research. And I was very surprised that throughout my entire time there, I was just not informed about trade schools and about the opportunities they present. Not everybody's ready to go to college out of high school, and not everybody would be great in college. It's definitely something that we need to look at. I also would like to address the education system, at least just in general, on the state level. I think there's a lot of change that we can make in public schools, and I think there's a lot of change that would be great for public schools. And so that's mostly my thoughts on schools. The next issue that I really want to talk about for our district is definitely the Bay Bridge. As everybody knows, summertime is active now and everybody's going on vacation, but that also comes with the cost of a lot of traffic on the Bay Bridge. What we need to do is we need to go and we need to sit down and we need to look at solutions for alleviating some of this traffic. For my district, it just affects us in our everyday lives. It's Route 50 is right there for Cape St. Clair and for Broadneck and even Severna Park. Route 2 and Route 50 can be severely backed up, making commutes just horrible for people who aren't even going on vacation. They might be going over the bridge for a job, or they might be just going 50 in another direction for something down in Annapolis, and it could be backed up. One of the biggest issues that we need to solve for the Bay Bridge is we need to either find another crossing, or we need to look at maybe replacing the 2-lane bridge with a new bridge, or maybe even a tunnel somewhere. And one of the things that I did was I recently went to the Bay Crossing study meeting that took place at Broadneck. They've done a lot of research, and I really approve of what they have down there. And I would definitely, on the state level, I would definitely look at increasing the funding for all the research into where the best crossing would be and what the best solution would be. And then once the solution is found, I would definitely, on the state level, look at getting the budget for building either a new bridge, a tunnel, or improving our existing ones. And from there, I think we should get a plan in place, and we should have something within, hopefully, at least within the next decade, a solid plan that we can just follow through on and then just get done, so that way we can solve some traffic issues. What else that I can really talk about? So one of the other big things is the opioid crisis as well. It's not one of the major campaign parts of my platform, but it's definitely something I want to look at because it's personally affected me. My brother, 5 minutes? All right, sure thing. My brother recently got his tonsils removed, and what blew my mind was when he got his tonsil removed, he received 45 pills for something that he only should have taken maybe 7 of over the course of 7 days. And what blew my mind is that you have physicians and medical practitioners who will prescribe that amount of opioids when they know it's very addictive. Personally, what I think that should be treated as a malpractice. I believe that prescribing that amount of opioids when they know it's addictive and when they know people can get addicted to it and it can disrupt their lives, I believe that is personally malpractice, and I think that we should introduce that on the state level, and that we should go and we should pass legislation on that. I believe it is definitely malpractice, and I believe that those who go and overprescribe opioids should definitely be fined for it. Again, this is Connor McCoy. I would like to see you guys out at the polls on June 26th. If not, early voting starts on the 14th. I look forward to you considering me for your state delegate. Thank you, and have a good day.
To learn more about Connor McCoy, please visit his website, marylandsrealmccoy.com. And that's MarylandSrealmccoy.com.